doing duck.
I heard the call.
Oh,
Here in
good.
a fresh duck.
Jack, we need 2 ducks because we're doing 2 recipes for duck.
Then you have to call another one.
All right.
Happy cooking.
Bon appetit. Here are our 2 ducks. Jacques is going to do his in a special way, sauteed in a frying pan, and mine's going to start out in the oven. And these are really fresh ducks, but you could use frozen ones. And remember where they come to peek around inside, there's a neck, which will be very nice to go into our stock. And then here are the giblets. In here we've got the liver and the heart. You're going to use those for a duck salad, which we'll see later on.
That's what we're going to do. So shall we take the wishbone?
That's a good idea. Take out the wishbone, and it's much easier for carving.
Yeah, the wishbone there is just, it's different than the chicken.
That's easier too,
It's actually, yes, just an oval thing. So you just cut around with your knife and then put your thumb and just pry it out, you know, on this.
Pull it out. There
And
we
that's
are.
it, you know, so you have that kind of thing which usually is there, and it helps in the carving. Okay.
I think it's going to go into this pan here. I think we ought to have a little bit of oil in the bottom of the pan. Just a little vegetable oil. We'll pretty soon be having loads of duck fat to use. Okay.
And this is good fat. The duck fat is great to saute potato and to brown meat in it.
This is to go in at 400 for about 25 or 30 minutes. It's just going to cook the breast just until they have a slight firmness to them.
Good. Okay.
Okay.
So here it goes. Those are heavy duck, huh? They're
That's about 5 to 5.5 pounds.
5.5 pounds. Okay. So this one is going to go directly into a skillet. Again, taking the wishbone out too. So here you cut all around the skin here, break it at the joint, there is the joint right here, and then cut right through that joint to get the leg out. That's one leg.
You see, he's holding it up.
Yes, you
by
use,
the knee.
use the weight of the duck actually to help. And then cutting through the joint again and pulling it out. And most of the poultry, you are going to do them this way. So it helps. Now the next, we're going to cut the carcass. Maybe I'll take a little bit of the skin from the neck here to put in my skillet to start. That will render a little bit of fat and maybe give me some crackling. So this can start right in there. I have nothing in the pan. And now we cut on each side of the central bone here.
The breastbone.
The breastbone. Put it on the side, and there you look for the articulation, which is somewhere here. You can wiggle your knife, you will slide into the articulation. Grab it this way, and actually, if you pull it out, the whole breast will come out here.
Yeah.
And on this side here, you know. So it's relatively easy. Now, you could even do that duck by leaving the carcass on it. That's it. This way. Now, all I have is the carcass, except for those 2 little fillets. And the 2 little fillets, I pull them out here. And this one here in the same way. So now, what we are going to do is to cut that in half. So I'm going to leave the leg whole, but I'm going to remove...
That's removing the wing.
The wing here. and this one in 2. So all of that, the whole wing I start cooking here, all the leg, skin side down, you know.
Yep.
It's a very easy way to do it, and it really doesn't take as long as doing it in the oven. So here we are again.
The thing is, don't be afraid of it, just do it. If you mess it up, nobody will really know.
Okay, here we are. And on top of it, all I'm putting at that point is salt and cracked pepper, black pepper, you know, on each side. And this, I want to cook that at high temperature, uncovered, for like 15-20 minutes until it's nicely brown.
And it also gets all the fat out.
Yes. So that's all there is for the time being, right?
And this was
nice.
the duck that went into the oven, and it's browned very lightly. It's presumably cooked about 30 to 35 minutes.
But look at that, it already rendered a lot of fat.
I know,
I mean,
it's
I have
enormous.
over a
But we
cup
want
there.
the breast to still be rare,
Rare.
so Jack's going to cut them off now.
Okay, so you want me to remove the 2 legs first for you, right?
The leg thighs, watch how he does that, cutting, holding the bone up.
Yes, and then cracking at the joint.
Yeah.
And as you can see here, everything is still quite raw, you know?
You really can't roast them whole, because either the breast will be overdone, or the legs still really need another half hour of cooking.
Right. So that could go at the joint here. You break it at the joint. Still hot, huh? So here, 1 piece here. Another piece there. I crack it at the joint. So all of that is going to be used, though.
Oh, that's every bit of it's used.
Good. And for me, here we want to remove that skin, right? So removing
Cutting right down.
the whole breast. The leg was completely raw still, but that breast is already cooked, you know? Remove the other one. I should cut the bone first to put in the stock, and while it's running, we have time to remove the skin. Cut that into again. All right. There you are. And you say you want
this.
that piece is going there?
Yeah.
That part, right?
That little piece.
Here. And then here. So you have all your stock mixture here.
So we're going to brown this a little bit. And then you'll start doing the skin off.
Okay, that removes the skin here.
Duck makes the most beautiful duck.
I love duck.
I'm just going to brown this just to give color to the stock.
Removing, this is quite large skin, you know? Whoop.
And the skin we're going to turn into cracklings.
I'm going
Yeah. Yeah. We have these all brown there going to carrot onions, about one of each. There's a bouquet garni with some. What do we have in here? We have some thyme.
We have thyme, bay leaf, you know, a piece of leek, and some parsley stem. Julia, would you like some tomato there?
I think that would be nice.
Okay, is one tomato enough, you think?
The vegetables have browned lightly here. Then here goes in one tomato.
So you want some garlic?
Yeah.
Clove like that, a couple of cloves of garlic?
Well, just one, I think. 'Cause we don't...
One, okay.
One, and I'm going to put in a little driver.
Yeah.
You reach the chicken
And there
stock.
is some chicken stock here. You want to put
We're
it in
using
there?
chicken stock here to give it more strength.
Here we are.
And that this is going to simmer away for about a good hour, hour and a half.
Well, the duck is nicely brown now in the one you see on the skin, and that's what you want, and it brown like at least 20 minutes this way. You leave it on the skin.
And look at all the fat, and that's
all the fat rendered. We're going to leave it in here for the time being. And here is a stock, you know, a duck stock cooking. It's been cooking up for a while now. All it needs is to be strained and reduced.
This is just like the one we just did, but that shows how it's been cooking.
So, Julia, we need some parsnips here. You're going to peel some for me. That's good. Cut them into...
I love parsnips.
Large piece like this, root vegetable. And
now, the parsnips last into the summertime. It's a winter vegetable.
It's a winter, yes, but you have it almost year-round now in the market. Then I have shallots here, old shallots, that I'm going to put in there too. I need at least one more. Yeah, that's it. That's what I need. I'm going to put a nice branch of rosemary here, put a couple of bay leaf in there, and garlic. This time I put a lot of garlic in there.
Good.
2 heads of garlic, which I eat on the side here, and that separates my clove.
You're going to put 2 heads in, well, that's fine.
Yes, but without peeling it, you know. I'm just putting the clove of garlic this way.
Do you want another parsnip or just that one?
I think that should be fine. In large pieces. They're going to braise a little bit in the fat. And, you know, I thought of that idea when I thought of southern fried chicken.
Oh.
Which sometimes it's fried, and after that, at the end of the frying time, like in a pressure cooker, it's covered so the steam develops. So what we do now, we want to cover this. I'm going to reduce the heat to low and cook that for about 25 minutes, 30 minutes now until it's tender. Still on the skin the way it is. You do a good job with cleaning.
This is a nice recipe of yours.
Yes, it's very simple.
It's much less complicated than mine.
Well, you know, you need simple recipe and you need elaborate recipe.
And now we're back to my complicated duck. We have these leg thighs, but they're gonna be crumbed and cooked separately.
Yeah, okay. So we have to find the joint here, which sometimes is not easy. So one. And when you cut the joint like this, if you don't find it like it, you kind of fool around, you know, until you find the joint right here. You know, sometimes you have to wiggle your knife like that to get into it.
It's funny that duck joints are much more convoluted
You're
than
absolutely
chicken.
right, yes. It's so easy with chicken.
And
so
these
here
need a little salting, too. I'm not going to use that kosher salt.
Okay. How about some pepper?
Pepper, yes.
White, black?
Black.
Good.
Well, black
pepper.
all right.
So I put a bit of pepper
these are
for you.
practically raw. And they're going to take about half an hour more.
Okay.
Now you're going to paint them with mustard.
Yes, that's what you want. And I give them to you in there.
And then I'll just roll them. These are fresh breadcrumbs.
Mm-hmm.
We need a little painting of that.
Oh, yeah. So a little painting of the duck fat here.
And this is, they're going to roast in this.
Good.
It's very, very useful to have all this duck fat.
And here we are. This is the thigh. Of course, this is a French mustard type. I mean, Dijon type, right?
Yes.
You like a pretty strong mustard. That's an interesting.
And I think fresh breadcrumbs make a lot of difference. If they're dry, they're just not nearly as good.
And also those breadcrumbs adhere quite well to the duck. It's because we put a little bit of duck fat in the breadcrumb. You just put a little bit and rub it between your finger. And like that, they are nice and moist and they brown beautifully in the oven.
You want to save your duck fat. It's good for all kinds of things.
Yes. Okay.
So that goes into a 350 oven, I think 20 to 30 minutes. Now we can prepare
the breast?
The breast.
Okay.
And I'm going to put a little duck fat in here. We need one finely minced shallot.
You need what, a tablespoon about?
Yeah, about.
You think
Nice
you have enough
and fine.
here?
And I'm just going to sprinkle it in the bottom there.
Okay.
Then I'm going to cut the breast in your expert way.
I'll take a long, narrow knife like this, you know, and you would want to cut them.
Long, thin slices, and they'll come right down here.
I'll put them here for you. And that would serve, what, 2 people? I mean, you would serve...
This would serve 4. So everyone will get a slice or 2 of the breast. And either a leg or a wing. See, that really makes a lot when carefully sliced. And the reason you cook it rare is it's going to reheat.
Yeah.
And you don't want to overcook it.
What you have to realize there also is that there is no skin on it or anything, so it's easy to eat this way. Huh?
So that's already, and you could cover that with plastic. You could do that in the morning and finish it up when you were going to have your meal.
Ooh.
Ooh, now that looks good.
I think it's cooked. You see, this is it's tender. I mean, the meat, the onion are cooked.
And you've still got all the fat in there.
Yes, but this we're going to eliminate now. So now we're going to remove those pieces.
That's wonderful, because then you have a whole meal. A meal in a pot, as they say.
Yes.
This looks... Sorry you can't smell it, because it's delicious.
Because the things really... And the fat really clarified, you know. One of the fallacy very often is people think that you have to cook things away from the fat to eliminate the fat. But I tell you, if you take the skin of a duck like this and you put it on a wire rack in the oven with a tray underneath, most of the fat will come out of it, but at some point the skin caramelizes and the juice, the sugar form like a shield, and the fat doesn't come out anymore. If you take that same skin and cook it in the fat like that, like crackling, you know, like what you did, then you'll get much more out of it.
That looks lovely.
Yes, I can put a bit of fresh parsley on top of it here, like this. This is nice and crisp now.
That's beautiful, yes.
Shall we move on to the other duck again?
And now we have here the stock, which I've been trying to reduce. I'm going to have to thicken this. I'm going to put in, we have a little port wine there.
You're going to put some port wine in there too? This is warm up with the shallot now, so that cook the shallot a little bit.
I'll put a little bit in there too.
Okay. And of course, when you use an arrowroot or potato starch or pure starch like this, it will thicken on contact and you can use it right away. The advantage is that as you put a little bit in the stock, it thickens, then you stop. You put a little more, you stop. You know exactly where you stand, so it's easy.
Yeah, that's thickened very lightly, just what we want.
Looks good.
And let's put it in a little butter.
Okay.
That'll finish it off. You put it in and I'll swirl.
That much?
I think that would do it. And I think we should put a little salt and pepper on the duck.
Yes. All right. And then you warm that up a little bit, don't you?
Then that goes on here.
That looks delicious.
Just enough on it to reheat it, but not recook it. That's why it's so rare at first. Take a look at our chromed legs.
Oh, you want the leg? Okay,
let's
get the leg. And the crackling is out. The leg are about, what do you think? They're about fine?
Done. They look fine.
Yeah?
Yes, that's done.
Okay.
We'll cook them until they're tender.
And then, do you serve that around this? This way. So we have, of course, the leg, which has been cut in two. So that's 4 pieces, plus the 2 wings. We put all of them here.
Yes.
All right. Okay, this is the crackling here.
Cut them up into strips. Then you have to keep them in the oven until they're, as they say, make a crackling noise.
Yes.
And then a little salt and pepper.
Good.
A little black pepper.
Can I taste a piece?
And then this is a spice mixture. Or you could use allspice.
Okay.
This has now just come to the boil. So that's ready to serve. Well, let's put a little bit on top.
All right. Just like here, like this?
This is wonderful stuff. It's very nice on a salad.
So now this is ready to serve. And now we're going to do a salad using the little gizzard as well as the liver and the heart of the duck that we had in our little package. So we're going to saute that in a little bit of duck fat. Can you give me a bit here?
As you see, we're not wasting a thing here.
That's good. That's plenty. Thank you.
Enough?
And what you want to do on those gizzards, there is that white skin here. So you want to use your knife and slide it out this way, you know, so that I have the end of it that I'm holding. And again, it's a motion with the knife or trying to take that skin out, which is a bit tougher. If you cannot take it out and you slice it into it, it is fine too. So I'm slicing this. And that we're going to start sauteing. I will put...
While you're sauteing, I'll start the vinaigrette.
Exactly. I'm going to put a bit of salt and pepper on top of this. And then the liver will be cut in small pieces also. But I will saute the liver a bit later. First, the gizzard for a minute or so. So we're doing a
shallot in there.
A shallot vinaigrette there.
We're going to have a bit of Dijon mustard.
Okay. And we're doing a kind of tough, you know, assertive salad, like curly endive, or we're doing scarole today, right? Escarole.
We'll take a little red wine vinegar in there.
Very good.
And you suggested a little bit of duck fat in here along with olive oil.
Well, that's a good idea.
This was your idea.
I thought it was yours. Okay. You want white or dark pepper in there?
Dark.
Here it is. And the sauce. So now this is, the gizzard are ready. I'm putting the liver now because they don't cook quite as long. Okay. And now we have the escarole, and it's very important after you wash your salad, and when you wash it, you lift it out of the water. Don't pour it into a colander because the sand goes back into it. And after one of those spinners is really great, you know, because otherwise, if you have 2 or 3 tablespoons of water left in there, it dilutes the dressing, you know.
You can make the dressing and keep it in the bowl, but you don't mix it until just you're going to serve it. So you want to taste the salad. So after you've tossed it, taste a little bit.
Yes.
Do we have enough salt? Just.
That's good.
Just like perfect.
So if you serve me a nice portion on top of this, and a little bit then of that mixture. Crackling, we put crackling on top of it too.
That's that skin crackling. Well, that's going to be nice.
The liver and the gizzard. I love the duck liver. Well, this was a lot of duck we did today. I think we deserve a little bit of Pinot Noir. Don't you think
we do. Yes,
okay.
That would be good.
Well,
I think we deserve a little wine.
it was nice cooking with you.
Nice cooking with you.
Happy cooking.
And bon appetit.